If you're trying to become better in life, if you're striving for more, right? You might want to improve your financial situation, you might want to build a business, or you might want to improve your social skills. Then I don't need to be a fortune teller to probably say you're probably facing constant setbacks, constant failure. You probably are working and even more working and put in the hours and put in the hustle in order to achieve your goals, but nothing seems to work out. You probably really put something like effort and sweat into something and then brutally get smacked down by life, by the world. And then you take all your confidence, you might invest even more money into your project, maybe into coachings, maybe into the new business that you want to start. You take all of your confidence after getting smacked down, and then you get smacked down again and everything fails again and nothing seems to work out. And maybe at some point you might develop thoughts like, okay, after all those failed attempts, after all those years maybe, success will never ever happen for me. This is what happens quickly, that we at some point after all those setbacks think, okay, this will never happen for us, because this is like a very emotional reaction, right? This is the doubt, right, that is coming. And doubt comes always from the ego, right? Because the ego wants us to quit. The ego wants us to not succeed. So we have to some degree, fight it. But if you just think about this logic, the business model that you tried, the thing that you want to be successful in, there are many people, probably millions of people, thousands of people at least, that are super successful in this area. And if you just think about this rationally, logically, what is the difference between you and those people? Is it for you simply not possible because your flesh and blood, your DNA, the universe is against you? Is this the conclusion? Of course, this is bullshit. It is just the thing that those people are doing things differently from you. They're knowing something that you don't know. They're doing things correctly that you do wrong right now. And this is the only reason why you're failing right now, the lack of knowledge and the lack of sufficient taking action. If you do not quit, if you will continue and always improve, there's a 0% chance of not achieving your goal. So I remember back when I was 16 or 17, this was like the time when I was starting to get into this, okay, I can improve as a person, I can maybe build a business at some point and have money in the future, because those were my goals, right? And with 16, 17, this is when I was starting working on those things. I was like cutting down most of other things and really focused on that and informing myself or educating myself on those things. More or less at some point my parents realized, okay, I don't want to do a normal job in the future. This is not for me. I want to do this in the future, right? Because at some point you talk about this, right? Your parents ask you, okay, son, what do you want to do in the future? This is what I will do. I will be self-employed. And at some point, mom and dad, I will be a millionaire. This is what I will commit myself now. This is what I will promise you. I will be a millionaire at some point. Your son will be rich. Imagine yourself telling this, and after 4 to 5 years of literally working on yourself, hustling and investing like a 5-digit sum into yourself, into a business, into products that you wanted to import. Your business made an average in a year on revenue, zero euros. Right? This was me, this was my story. What do you think how I felt when I told my parents, when they said, okay, you're trying to work on yourself and you're trying to be self-employed for like 3, 4, 5 years now, do something normal, get a normal job, study now, son. And this is also the first point here, right? Quitting. This is what the ego wants. The ego wants us to quit on what we're doing through those thoughts of doubt. Is this really possible for me? I don't think this is possible for me. And then, okay, I will quit. But quitting, this is when it's all over, right? When we quit, it is over. When we quit all those years, right, that we already put in, it might be years for you also. Those were for nothing, right? They're all lost. All those efforts, all those sweat and tears are gone and they're went for nothing. And quitting is also the only scenario where all of our chances of success instantly drop to zero. And the best way, in my opinion, to not quit is to simply have this no alternative attitude, right? There's no alternative for me. I will make this or I will die trying. This is the only way. Those are the only two options. And if those are the only two options, you will not quit, right? Because you will rather die than you will quit. Right? So the next thing is that failing is pretty normal, right? If you just look at every success story out there, there are some parts of failure in it, right? So you're not a loser if you fail. You have to realize this, that it's not true, right? Every successful person has failed at some point, and it's just part of the game. Right? Every failure, every setback is like a test by the universe, right? It's maybe Murphy's committee that tries to test your level of commitment towards your goals, right? They're trying to put all those stones and rocks into your way that you have to climb, that you have to push aside, that are hard, that are difficult. Other people will give up, and while other people will say, no, okay, this is not for me, you will remain standing and you will remain on your way towards success. Because think about it, when do we fail? First, again, when we quit. And second, when we always do the same things over and over again. We do things, it doesn't work, and we don't change anything, right? We keep doing the same thing. So we just do the opposite, right? We never quit, and we always optimize. Those are the two factors. This equals, in my equation at least, success. Or as my business mentor told me today, I had a call with him. It is not normal that people with their business make like great money with their first, second or third business. He said most businesses or most business people that make good money, they had made money on their 5th to 6th attempt of starting their business. After the 5th to 6th attempt of starting a business, this is when they found their cash cow that then consistently makes the money that then they can like focus on wealth creation. This also means like 4 to 5 attempts were there before where they failed, right? Where they put blood, sweat and tears, where they put money in, where they put hours upon hours upon hours, 80-hour work weeks they put in there. They put hopes and dreams into this to might come out of debt someday and be there for their family, that everything will pay off. And then they got a setback, then they failed this business and all of the hopes were destroyed. This was like 4 to 5 times before they found their cash cow. This is also the reality. Here I want to share a quote with you of Michael Jordan, who's arguably one of the best baseball players in the world. He said, "I missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to make the game-winning shot and missed. I failed over and over and over again in my life." Yeah, and he was a good baseball player, right? So he must know what he's saying. There's some other sports I think where he was also quite successful, but I forgot this sport. Or another famous quote by Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, who said, "I have not failed 10,000 times. I've successfully found out 10,000 ways that will not work." So the learning here is that every failure or every failing experience is a step closer to our ultimate goal. Every little failure brings us closer to where we want to go. If you've read the book The Millionaire Fast Lane, you also know the example of the overnight success of the people that sold their business once and instantly made millions. But what we do not see when we look at those success stories is like the hours, 80-hour work weeks, like every week for many, many years, maybe sometimes no weekends off, hustling through the weekend. We don't see the constant failures that they have. We don't see the debt that those people might have been in. We don't see the doubts that those people had while building their business up to the success. We don't know what like the thoughts in their mind when it was like, okay, should I really continue this? I'm 15,000, 100,000 euros, dollars in debt. Can I continue this? But they always got back up, they got back their confidence together and say, okay, there's no alternative, I will continue this. I will put more blood, sweat and tears into this. And then after some more years, maybe 10 years, they had those overnight success stories where they sold their business for some millions. But this part, the beneath like the water thing, right? Let's say that it's not what we see, we only see the success. And this is, by the way, also the reason why I like do this channel here, right? I want to document my journey towards success and I want to document everything, right? Upsides, downsides, because I think this is what almost nobody's showing. What everybody's showing how great they are, how successful they are, how happy and great their life is, to then sell some course or something like overpriced, but nobody's really showing the downsides. They never show that, okay, there's also work behind this. There was also failure. They're trying to make it seem super easy, but they never want to show you, okay, that's actually hard work. Some of them are legit and like put in hard work and they also had those failures. Everybody can watch who they want, right? But I thought for myself, this is what I wanted to see, right? Somebody who shared everything. So I thought, okay, why not do I share everything once I'm from the beginning and hopefully at some point to success, because the goal is of course to build like a community around this of people who also want to start maybe going onto their own journey and to motivate them and to say, okay, keep going even though there are failures, because it's normal, because you see it here on this channel and because we just never quit and then at some point we will make it. This is the purpose here. Document those stuff, right? Even if we fail, even if I fail, we just continue, we always continue, and at some point there will be success. And hopefully I can inspire 1 or 2 people, hopefully more, to go on their own journey. So as a quick conclusion of the video, fail fast, fail forward, and never ever stop. Thanks for watching. Take some action.